The epic update in Roblox Jailbreak dropped on October 3rd, 2025, and it's one of the most ambitious updates the game has seen in a long time. This video is my own perspective and set of initial thoughts on the update, kind of a first impressions review. I'll be going through the new content and changes in detail so you know exactly what's different, how it feels in game, and whether it really lives up to the name epic. We're going to thoroughly cover each new feature, adjustment, and quality of life improvement so you get a clear idea of what's actually changed for players right now. Now, as always, if you want to stay informed on the latest news, updates, and changes in Jailbreak, make sure to subscribe to the Jailbreak Trading Network channel. I'll keep covering these major updates and walking through how they actually play out, not just what's written in the patch notes. Regardless, once you start looking through the patch notes, it becomes immediately clear this wasn't just another routine update. It's a sweeping overhaul that touches nearly every system in the game, aiming to modernize how Jailbreak feels to play while keeping its identity intact. So let's start off with what this update gets right, the genuinely great changes that make a real difference. One of the biggest wins is the heli spawner system. Before this update, players had to rely on random helicopter spawns or track one down somewhere on the map. Now, you can walk up to a helipad, use a keypad, and spawn any helicopter you own. It sounds simple, but it completely transforms pacing. You can finally rely on air travel without detours. It's not flawless, certain pads still restrict access or require hijacking, but overall, this addition removes a long-standing frustration. Next is the automatic vehicle lock toggle, a small feature on paper, but one of the most convenient quality of life improvements we've had in years. No more forgetting to lock your car mid-chase or losing it to a random player hopping in. The second you enter a vehicle, it locks itself automatically. Subtle, but it makes every session smoother. Notifications got a major overhaul as well. They finally stack properly and no longer overwrite one another when several events happen at once. Robbery openings show up clearly, and Boss Game Pass holders even get those alerts early. It's clean, modern, and far less chaotic than before. It's one of those invisible upgrades that quietly improves the entire feel of the game. Dream Homes also got a surprising set of upgrades. You can now search the item store instead of scrolling endlessly, edit furniture directly instead of deleting it first, and Arm Vault Solo, something players have been asking about for years. You can even install a bounty board right inside your home, tying it to gameplay instead of leaving it purely decorative. And speaking of bounties, the old SWAT camera system is gone, replaced with a live tracker you can access either at the military base or from your SWAT phone. It's intuitive, useful, and finally makes bounty hunting feel like an actual mechanic instead of an afterthought. Then of course, there's the tank revamp. This is the headline feature for many players. Completely redesigned by community creator Rally Subby, the new tank is larger, more detailed, and far more realistic. The new model includes full treads, brake lights, interior detail, and now fits 4 players instead of 2, with one acting as a dedicated gunner. The extra seating and updated visuals make it feel like a proper military vehicle instead of the old blocky model. Private servers received some of the biggest overhauls yet. You can now toggle PvP, pop tires, eject players, enable drowning, spawn fireworks, and even replay old live events directly through a private server hub located at the prison. No more remembering long command strings, everything centralized and user-friendly. This opens up a ton of creative potential for community events and custom roleplay setups. These new tools pair perfectly with the new megaphone item, which lets you broadcast further across the map with voice chat, and the upgraded cinematic camera, which now allows tilt, hidden notifications, and smoother motion. Perfect for creators making cinematic footage or shorts. Not everything lands perfectly, but many changes are useful with room to improve. The private server racetrack is a good example. The idea is great. Spawn a racing circuit complete with lap timers, fireworks, and music. For VIP servers, it's a fun social feature, but right now, it's clearly in beta. The track sometimes spawns unevenly, physics can freak out, and the lap detection doesn't always trigger consistently. It's a promising start, but needs refinement before it becomes a staple activity. The new combat balance changes sit in a similar zone. The developers clearly wanted to reduce one-shot metas and make fights last longer, and they succeeded. The force field launcher's bubble is smaller and weaker. The flintlock now deals 20 to 40 damage instead of a flat 45. The revolver's recoil is increased to discourage spam. It's fairer, yes, but it also slows the pace of fights. If you loved quick burst duels, it might feel sluggish. Robbery changes are another mix. On the good side, the power plant now stays open longer, so you don't sprint across the map to find it closed. The tomb only needs 2 players during group rotations, fixing a long-standing accessibility issue, and the oil rig's reduced guard count and visible countdown before detonation are solid tweaks. But the cargo train losing lasers in red cars takes away some of the skill challenge. Veterans may find it too easy now. Dream home improvements, while nice, mainly benefit players who already enjoy decorating or role-playing. For others, these updates might not be noticeable day to day. Still, it's undeniable progress in making housing more functional. The heli spawner, as great as it is, still has odd restrictions, like certain helipads that only allow specific helicopters or pads that still require hijacks. It's an excellent foundation, but some inconsistencies break immersion. All of this lands in that middle ground. Not bad changes at all, just features that need another pass or two to feel fully realized. No update is flawless, and for a patch this large, some pain points were inevitable. The most obvious sore spot is hyperchrome grinding. Many long-time players noticed it became noticeably slower after this update. The reason is simple. A lot of exploits, route skips, and robbery cycling tricks were patched, and the robbery scheduling got rebalanced. That's good for fairness, but it indirectly nerfed efficient hyperchrome runs. Players are now earning fewer spins even after long play sessions. For collectors, it's a serious frustration. Not because the challenge increased, but because the time to reward ratio stretched out. Then we have performance inconsistencies. The Epic update fixed a ton of long-standing bugs, but some players report new lag spikes, rubber banding, and lower frame stability, especially in high-traffic areas like the city. Others report smoother gameplay, so results seem to vary by hardware, but it's a recurring complaint in community discussions. There's also a small but persistent annoyance with vehicle collision and turret clipping. Despite all the physics improvements, the tank's barrel still collides with tunnels and narrow passages, causing it to freak out. Certain cars can still get stuck on train tracks or over curbs. These don't ruin gameplay, but they're noticeable when the update was marketed as a cleanup and polish patch. Some players also feel the game lost a bit of its trademark chaos. The trampoline nerf means no more insane prison bounces. Vehicle desync is down, good for reliability, but gone are those random "did you see that?" moments. The game feels smoother, yes, but slightly less unpredictable, which for some players was part of the fun. And then there are expectations. When you call an update epic, people expect a massive gameplay addition, a new robbery, a city expansion, something dramatic. What we got instead is more of a massive refinement update. For players who wanted fresh grind content, that can feel underwhelming. The polish is undeniable, but the excitement of something brand new to chase is missing. At the end of the day, the Epic update is exactly what its name suggests, not because it's explosive or game-changing, but because it's monumental in scope. It modernizes Jailbreak in ways that were long overdue, cleaning up hundreds of small frustrations while laying the foundation for future updates. The best changes, like the heli spawners, the new notification system, revamped bounties, and the tank redesign, show that the developers are still deeply engaged with player feedback. The middle ground changes, such as robbery adjustments, racetrack tools, and combat tweaks, indicate a clear direction, even if they're not fully refined yet. And the negatives, slower hyperchrome progression, lingering bugs, and a few performance hiccups, are all fixable with follow-up updates. This update doesn't reinvent Jailbreak, but it definitely redefines its feel. The world runs cleaner, systems interact better, and while the game may have lost a bit of its chaotic charm, it gained consistency, something crucial for a title that's been alive for years. So, should you hop back in? Absolutely. Even if you're not grinding hyperchromes anymore, the improvements to everyday gameplay alone make it worth revisiting. And if you're new or returning, there's never been a smoother entry point than now. If you enjoyed this full breakdown, don't forget to subscribe to the Jailbreak Trading Network channel. We'll keep you updated on every major change, balance pass, and event in Roblox Jailbreak. Let me know in the comments what you think about the epic update. Is it a step forward or did it leave you wanting more? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.